Hi, and welcome to Content That Clicks, your go-to pod class for mastering content in the tech world. We're two writers based in the MENA region breaking down everything you need to know about content in all of its forms to level up your skills, your product, and your business.
In each episode, we unpack a different way content can level up your business, whether it's fixing UX issues, getting localization right, or using AI without sounding like a robot. Because when your content clicks, so do your metrics.
Today, it's time for a content boost where we share one of our favorite quick hit content tips to level up your tech writing.
And like we always say, this isn't just a podcast, it's a pod class. So grab your notebook because we're about to share a game-changing perspective that will transform how you write your content.
But first, a quick intro. I'm Rochelle.
And I'm Hennie.
And we are content experts. Together, we have more than 25 years experience writing for over 100 brands across 15 countries.
And we're here to help you write content that clicks. Let's get into it.
For today's boost, we're walking you through the 5 C's of content that convert, a simple framework to help you avoid common UX copy mistakes that cost tech companies real money.
Because, yep, bad content doesn't just frustrate your users, it kills conversions, dries up support cases, and damages trust. Let's break down the 5 C's to make sure your content is working for your business, not against it.
C number 1 stands for clear. If your content isn't clear, users will be confused, meaning they'll either give up or call support, both of which will cost you money and impact your bottom line. Say, for example, a user is on your app trying to book a spot in a paddle tournament. The form asks them to choose their skill level, and it's a required field, so they can't continue the booking process without selecting a level. But when the user clicks on the drop-down menu, all they see is a list of letters, A, B, C, D, with no explanation of what each of the letters means. In this situation, the user is probably going to be confused. They might decide to reach out to support, or they might give up completely and exit the app without even booking. Either way, it's not good. In both scenarios, you've lost a sale and the user has had a bad experience. Yet the fix is so simple. Just explain things so that they are clear. So in the paddle example from earlier, A equals professional, B equals intermediate, and so on. Clarity always wins. And there are lots of real-world case studies to back this up too. Take Chick-fil-A, for example. They noticed a high drop-off rate on a payment screen, and they identified the problem was due to unclear content on the button. They improved the wording, and this simple fix, changing the copy on one button in the checkout flow, saw a 6% increase in card payments, plus a drop to 0 support cases on that screen.
Amazing. Okay, on to the next C, convincing. Because if your content doesn't sell your product's value, it's not doing its job. You might think saying end-to-end encryption is going to help your users trust you more. But if users don't understand what that means or how it solves a problem that they have, it's not going to convince them. Instead, tell them how that feature keeps their money safe. Tell them a story. Don't just list your features. And if you're going to make a big claim like best in class or Dubai's most loved X, make sure you back it up. These kinds of claims mean nothing without social proof, data, or real-life stories.
Yeah, exactly. Now on to C number 3, which is consistent. You need to be consistent, both with your tone and your terminology. It's how you build your trust with users. Because if one screen says 20% off, but the next screen says save up to 10 dirham, it creates doubt and confusion. And users start to get confused and they'll probably start questioning your credibility too. Now, the topic of consistency is a big one. And it also applies in a more general sense, in that you need consistency between your marketing and your product. For example, if you're always talking about how you're an eco-friendly company in your marketing, but then you're shipping using layers of bubble wrap and excess packaging, well, yeah, that's not going to result in a repeat purchase. You will lose users' trust, and lost trust is very expensive to earn back.
Which leads nicely onto the next C, correct. Make sure the information you're showing to your users is correct. No typos, no mistakes. You need to be checking things like, are your return policies correct? Are the shipping estimates correct? Are the product measurements correct? Making sure your content is accurate is even more important in industries like fintech. I wouldn't trust a banking app if the description was full of spelling errors, would you? That's a warning sign for a scam. And it goes beyond just perception. Content mistakes can have huge legal implications. Wrong measurements or inaccurate ingredients can get you into trouble with the law. This isn't just sloppy, it's risky. Plus, a typo in a keyword can also tank your SEO and your sales. So make sure to proofread like your revenue depends on it, because it does.
Now we're on to the last C, which is character. Your content needs personality, a voice, a point of view, because generic AI sounding content is everywhere at the moment, let's face it, which it means it's forgettable. If you don't stand out, users will choose based on price alone. But a brand voice that connects emotionally with them, well, that's what builds loyalty and lets you charge more.
So let's do a quick recap. To make sure you're writing content that converts, you need to be clear, convincing, consistent, correct, and make sure your content has character.
Follow the 5 C's and you'll write content that builds trust, boosts conversions, and drives business results.
That's it for today's Content Boost. We'll be back next time with another quick win for sharper content and smoother experiences.
If you want more tips like these, you can follow us on Instagram at content.clicks or TikTok at content.clicks.pod.
You can also let us know what you think of today's Content Boost by dropping us a DM or emailing us at content@clickspod@gmail.com.
Until next time, keep making content that clicks.